Hello everyone and welcome back to Sombat Zoo. I'm Reckless and today we are doing our first Indian habitat into the Indian biome. Today is our Indian jungle habitat that has been requested a few times here on the channel. This particular habitat features 3 different animal species, including the Bengal tiger, the Gharial, as well as the Indian elephant. So I hope you guys like the video. I want to say welcome to all the new subscribers. If you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a comment down below and let me know what you guys think of the video so far. It's always good to hear from everyone. Please do remember to hit that like button and drop us a comment if you want to request the next animal habitat to build. I hit a little bit of creative block in the last little while, I'm not gonna lie. You know, I have ideas, but it's all still about putting them into game and making it so you guys enjoy the content as well. So, I mean, I think I have ideas for how I want to lay out the park, but if you guys want to request specific animals or something that you'd like to see first, please do so in the comments down below. We still have a couple Indian animals to go. We have the Indian Rhinoceros and the peafowl. Let me just consult my list here, see what else we have left. After that, we need the forest scorpion and possibly the Bactrian camel. I'm not certain if I'm going to include that in the Indian section or not. Aside from that, I don't mind hopping back and forth between Asian sections. So either way, if you have a specific animal you'd like to see, just leave me a note and leave me your ideas. It's always good to hear from the community. For this particular build, this is our Indian jungle habitat. This has been requested a couple times to be seen as like a mixed forest jungle type habitat where tigers and elephants kind of coexist as they would together in the wild. It's a little unfortunate we don't have any like real prey animals like a deer or something like that yet in game, but here's to hoping in the next couple months we'll have a lot more new animals to come. There was a leaked, there's like a little download link on the Steam website that's unnamed currently. People are speculating that this is the next DLC. The talk of the town is either going to be an Australian DLC with proceeds going to the wildfire relief, obviously, or it might be a South American DLC, seeing as how we have next to no animals from that region. So, regardless as to what the DLC is, I'm super excited to get more animals in game and just mess around with new building stuff and all the rest. For this particular build, I wanted to create this jungle forest theme, but I also wanted to have a cool little cafe type area for our guests. I did it in the style of a mountainside, cliffside build, if you will. I've seen lots of videos. I believe it's India. Please don't crucify me if I'm wrong on this. But there's these places where people chisel their homes and their buildings and whatnot directly into the side of the mountain, and you can see just like the front facade of the building jutting out of the mountain face. So that's kind of the motif and the style I was going for with this little Tiger's Den cafe, if you will. I wanted to create an area for the guests to not only view the animals in the forest, but also to, you know, we got our I believe it's a hat shop. Yeah, a hat shop, food and drink stand. You know, I figured it'd be a good first stop on the guest path into the Indian section and into the rest of the park. One of my longtime followers had requested that I do an Indian build, but not with the building pieces that are in the game. I guess the building pieces that are in the game are very like northern Indian style, whereas this particular subscriber, I apologize for not pulling your name up in advance, but they said that they are from southern India, and this is where these jungle forests are, but the architecture in game doesn't really represent their home. So I thought, what a perfect example to kind of experiment with the Indian animals, but in a sense that maybe other people aren't really doing in the game. So I figured this jungle forest, I don't know whether to call it a forest or a jungle, so I'm going to call it a jungle forest and just leave it at that. I figured that would be a perfect case to do it. I hope I did you guys proud in that. I wanted to include the Gharial in this river jungle as well, because the Gharial is native to Indian rivers. It's also a critically endangered animal. There's like next to none of these guys left in the wild, which is super unfortunate. I mean, they only eat fish, and with pollution to rivers and stuff like that, their habitat has been steadily decreasing, and also coming into conflict with humans and whatnot, as always. I mean, in India, there's well over 1 billion people, right? I mean, that amount of people takes up quite a bit of space, as well as the food that the Gharial would eat, being the fish and whatnot. So I wanted to kind of showcase this in a nice way. The Gharial in our habitat, I did not neuter or spay them. My theory being is we want to kind of treat this as like a Gharial rehabilitation program, where we let them breed, we release the sell them to the handbag trade. No, I'm kidding. Release them to the wild to repopulate the natural populations. As you know, even my last zoo, if you followed my last playthrough on our African zoo, I treated it more of like a wildlife preserve as opposed to like strictly a zoo. So either way, that's kind of the style I take when I am building. I want to make it a little bit more naturalized, a little bit less commercially. Maybe we'll do a commercial type zoo in the future, but for now, this is the way we're headed. Yeah, so I hope you guys like this cafe idea I did here. I messed about with trying to do roof supports to make it look like they built it into this little limestone cave or whatever kind of stone it would be, right? Make it appear a little more natural, trying to test out new building techniques as well, and just mess around with the stuff we have available in game and see what fits, see what works. I've been absolutely blown away by some of the content that has been produced by Planet Zoo creators in the last month or two, and I've just been sat on the sidelines. I've been smashed with exams, and I'm just sitting here watching wow, people are really stepping up the bar as far as quality and content goes. So I don't shy away from a challenge. I'm looking forward to bettering my own content, as well as growing as the community grows. I don't know if you guys are a member of the Planet Zoo Reddit or anything like that, but the community that we are growing for this game is absolutely fantastic. It's one of the very few communities you can find online that isn't just full of sarcastic trolls and whatnot. Everyone just seems to be so friendly, having a great time, enjoying the game, and just loving the animals and everything. So I suggest, go on to Reddit, right? You can join my Discord. There's a number of Discords for other YouTube creators and stuff that you can follow. I will link my Instagram in the description as well. You can find a load of pictures there. I post semi-regularly there, and also I am a follower of a bunch of different creators on Instagram, as well as in our Discord as well. So if you want to become a more involved member of the YouTube community, then by all means hit us up on there. So now in this part of the video, we're getting to my favorite part, the foliage part. And as per usual, I completely overdid the foliage. Being that this was a jungle forest, you know, I really wanted it to be dense and lush, and I tried a number of different things to get the look that I was going for. Unfortunately, there's still not a whole lot of choice for like big tall trees in the game. If you look at the Indian forests and stuff like that, basically there's these tall spindly trees with no branches or anything on the lower halves of the trees, and then they branch out at the top. And even the bamboo is very high before you hit leaves, right? And it creates this like jungle where there's a thick underbrush, but then there's like a gap, and you can see just like these this web of trees, these spindly trees, and you can see all through it with the canopy at the top. And that was kind of the look I was going for, but unfortunately, like I said, there aren't too many too many trees in game right now that kind of fit that bill, that style. So I did the best I could. I used some trees that were outside of the Asian region just to kind of get the look I was going for, and I think it turned out okay. I'm pretty happy with it. We have two sort of sections to the habitat. We have the section on the western side, the left side, for the tigers, and the river basin for the Gharials, and then a little shrine type area for the elephants here. I wish you could make it so you could choose the beds that they prefer. That way you could like segregate them a bit more, but I guess you're not really really supposed to do these kind of habitats anyway, but I digress. If you guys did like the video, please remember to smash the like button, leave a comment down below. If you haven't subscribed already, please do consider subscribing. It helps me out a lot on the channel, and I think you guys will enjoy the content I have going forward. So welcome to the family, all the new subscribers. Join us on Discord and let us know what you think of the community so far. As always, I'm Reckless, and we'll see you again in the next one. Bye-bye.